Welcome back, rivals. This is Xonia, and you are in the zone. Today, we'll be taking a look at my top 10 cards with poison. First, let's take a look at the history, then the clans with poison cards, the best and worst amounts and mins for poison, top 10 guidelines, and then my top 10 poison cards. In the interest of discovering the history of the poison ability and bonus in UR, I found that poison was not on any of the original cards, but it was seen prior to the introduction of the Freaks on April 27th in 2007. In fact, 6 poison cards were released before Freaks. The first 2 poison cards were released 5 months before, simultaneously, Geistling and Nina. Following those was Rosa, then Shitane, next was Miss Twice CR, and then finally, Kevin. I guess that finally explains why Bangers has just one low-power random poison card in it. Anyway, then on April 27th, the Freaks were introduced, and Boris CR, Dacha Macha, Graziella, and Vasily became our first Freaks cards. As for clans, 16 of the 26 have at least one poison card, and there are 95 total poison cards which exist, 41 outside of Freaks, and the 54 in Freaks. There are 6 clans with 1 poison card, 3 clans with 2 poison cards, 2 clans with 3 poison cards, 1 with 4, 2 with 5, 1 with 9, and of course the Freaks being the clan with the bonus. Now the amount of poison can range from 1 to 4, with only 2 cards hitting 4, Sigma and Byron, though Byron is only on technicality. While on round 4 he does reach poison 4 min 0, no actual poison will be done with Byron at any point. The minimum on poison cards can range from 0 to 5. There are 7 cards that currently have a minimum of 0. Conrad, Byron, Hystrix, Carrion, Pest, Dunia CR, and Eloxia. Whereas 5 cards have a minimum of 5. Enzo, Tashern, Thompson, Swid CR, and Todd. Next, let's take a look at my top 10 guidelines. When we look at poison cards, there are 4 things that I'd like you to keep in mind. 1. Can the card actually win the round? 2. How much poison is being done? 3. What is the poison's minimum? And 4. What is the difference between the damage on the card and the minimum of the poison? Now, since this is a top 10 based on the poison ability, I've decided to only allow Freaks 1 card on this list. If I allowed more than 1, we would probably have half the list filled with Freaks cards. So maybe I'll do a top 10 Freaks some other day. But as for today, we're just gonna stick with 1 card from Freaks. Also, just the other day, Toxin was released. We'll also be leaving out any cards with Toxin, as Toxin is not the same as Poison. As always, my list is not the definitive one, and it's just my own opinion, based on my own playstyle. I promise that I didn't leave off your favorite on purpose, if it's not there. So without further ado, let's get to it. First, my honorable mentions. First is Giacomo. Giacomo is a new card to UR, only just released on April 30th, 2015. However, I thought he definitely deserved to be on the honorable mentions. He is situational, only getting his poison against stop-op ability. However, when he does get it, poison 3, min 2 is amazing. This, on top of his decent power, amazing bonus, and only 2 stars, Giacomo is, situationally, one of the top poison cards in all of UR. Next is Azel, or Azel. Azel also makes this list. Released on July 18th, 2008, Azel's been around forever. Her poison 3, min 3 is fantastic. However, at best, she only gets 2 rounds of poison in after her damage, and not even a full 2 rounds. She definitely still deserves to get a mention, since the SOB means that she cuts through attack manipulation clans, but her unaided 7 power on a 4-star didn't earn her any bonus points. Finally, we have Sigma. Released on April 9th, 2010, Sigma exploded onto the scene with her Poison 4 Min 4 ability. Currently the highest and only in the game, you'll get 2 large rounds of poison damage in, but not a full 2. With 8 power and attack manipulation backing her up, she is an excellent 3-star card to consider for poison missions. However, her minimum is high, and base damage is so low that catching an opponent after round 3 will not be easy. I wish her minimum was 3, because then she'd definitely have squeaked into the top 10, which is where a wonderful card like Sigma really should belong. Alright rivals, let's get into it. Top 10. First is number 10. Zapatino from Hurricane. This card, as many have learned, is extremely annoying. Running into a 7 to 8 pill Zapatino will ruin anyone's day, especially on round 1. There's good reason that this little round 2-star is ELO banned. Released on May 17th, 2013, no other 2-star has better than Poison 2 Min 2 except for Giacomo, who's situational, and Shitane, who has no attack manipulation to back her up. You never know if this guy's going to be played with a lot or only a few pills, making him a great bluff. And to top it off, he's got missions too. Next, number 9. Siblia, Vortex. I hate this card, because even when I win, I feel like I lost. Released on July 1st, 2010 with Poison 2 Min 4, 8 power and only 2 stars, Siblia is a real pain. The reason she shines, though, is because she's one of those rare poison cards with a shot at winning with less than 7 pills on round 1. Opponents are often unwilling to pill large to beat her, because she'll just give you 2/3 of your pills back. This makes her one of the best poison cards, because poison only matters if you can actually get the poison damage in. You never know if your opponent's bluffing or going in with 6, and either way, you're likely to be in trouble against Siblia. Next, in 8th place, Green, from Skeels. Green has been ELO banned for a long time, for exactly the reasons one would expect. She is a beast. Released on July 3rd, 2009 with Poison 3, Min 2, she gets 2 full rounds of poison in after doing damage, maxing after round 3 and leaving your opponent at 2 life, offering full benefits to whoever you play in round 4. Her protection ensures that the poison will be there too. My only beef with this card is that the unaided 7 power, but that's not nearly enough to counteract the perfection of capping at your poison min and doing a lot of poison after round 3. Plus, you learn to love or hate Green with her 100-round mission. Coming in next at number 7, Miss Twice CR from Geist. The 5th poison card ever released, I debated on placing Miss Twice in 8th, but eventually decided against it. Miss Twice is only Poison 1 Min 1, but there is nothing wrong with that. With so low min, Miss Twice is a poison card you can follow up for a little more sneaky damage on round 2, and still get her full benefit. This way, you can catch your opponent off guard, and then let Bristone or Cassandra's DR do the rest of the work for you. She's an excellent bluff, and her 8 power is so amazing for Geist, who often struggles with low power. Just get her in on round 1, then wait 1 or 2 rounds and clean up your opponent with Rolfer Toro. Next, in 6th place, we have Byron from Jungo. Byron is the newest poison card to make it in the top 10, and the only one with growth. Released on March 20th, 2015, his amazing 9 power immediately made him stand out. The ability to grow his poison is also an intriguing one. While 4 is the maximum amount you'll ever get from his poison, his min is 0, which is what catapults Byron into 6th place. You can win in round 1 and then try winning with him in round 2, or save your pills and try to get your first win in round 2, then sneak in a KO in round 3. Additionally, the Jungo bonus is perfect for poison cards, adding to the life gap, and able to prevent a potential one-hit KO in the following round, allowing you to drop a defeat card to surprise KO your opponent. And of course, he has his own New Blood missions. Next, let's head into the top 5. Conrad from Berserk. Released on May 3rd, 2013 with Poison 1 Min 0. This card was underestimated until much later, I think. Particularly not until after Clive was released. Berserk struggles with getting below that blasted minimum 2, but a round 1 Furied Conrad followed with a defeated Clive? Well, game over, man. Conrad has the 8 power and min 0 that make for a top 5 poison card. His New Blood mission doesn't hurt either. Next, in 4th place, Splata CR from Freaks. Released on May 11th, 2007 as part of the Freaks, Splata CR is the definition of destruction for freaks. 8-5 with SOA, Splata CR cuts through opponents and rightfully commands his 1 million Clint's price. Splata CR is solid, has amazing power, and maxes his poison after round 3, leaving your round 4 character to have maximum benefit. The same could be said for Splata CR and ELO with Fury, if he was ever allowed. I know this may be my most controversial choice, since Splata CR is a nearly flawless card, and rightfully the strongest Freaks card. But it is still not in my top 3, because he doesn't really show off the true potential of the poison ability. He is a flawless card with poison, and not a flawless poison card. So let's see who I think beat out the nearly flawless Splata CR to make it into my top 3. Rounding out the top 3, in 3rd place, Muse from Pussycats. I love this card. Released on October 23rd, 2009 with Poison 2 Min 1, Muse is one of the most satisfying poison cards in UR. Toss her on round 1 with Fury, then sit back and lose your other 3 rounds, and still win the match. Muse is perfect, and ELO banned entirely because of her clan. Poison plus infinite DR is a combination I'll never get tired of. With a low minimum and the perfect supporting cast, Muse is practically the definition of what I think Poison was meant to be played like. Oh, and don't forget her mission too. In 2nd place, Carrion from Nightmare. Released on October 7th, 2011 with Poison 2 Min 0, one of the few things more satisfying than a win with Muse is a KO with Carrion doing the exact same thing, but slightly in reverse. All In and Fury is rarely as satisfying as when followed with Dudley LD or even, dare I say, Bill? Just don't forget your DR. Once again, that Min 0 brings home the bacon for Carrion and truly shows off the poison ability. But Carrion still was not my number 1 card. My number 1 poison card belongs to Sylph CR from Jungo. That's right. Released on January 16th, 2009 with Poison 3 Min 1, he is the best of everything I could hope for in a poison card. At only 4 stars, Sylph CR has 8 power, plus life to maximize his life gap, 3 full rounds of poison damage, 3 a turn, leaving the opponent only 4 at the beginning of round 4, and that ridiculously low min of 1. When comparing him with Splata CR, it all boiled down to the fact that Sylph was not the better overall card, but he was definitely the better poison card, doing more damage, having a lower minimum, and being only 4 stars. After all, if you've got a poison mission to complete and you just want to blow through it as fast as possible, Sylph CR is your best bet. No other card offers a potential 9 poison damage, and especially not one with 8 power. Well, this concludes my top 10 for poison cards. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this video, then feel free to like it, favorite it, and share it. Don't forget to leave a comment below if there's anything you think I messed up. And while you're there, let me know which poison cards are in your top 10. And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more of my Urban Rivals videos. This is Xonia, and you've been in the zone.